This daily exercise prevents heart attacks and lowers high blood pressure after 60. Stay until the end of this video because exercise number 1 can prevent heart attacks and reduce high blood pressure after 40, 50, and 60 years old. You've probably been told countless times to move more and exercise regularly, but the truth is, nobody really stops to explain what that means when you're in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s. Let's be honest, this stage of life is different. Your body responds differently now. Maybe your energy isn't what it used to be. Perhaps you're dealing with stiffer joints, balance issues, or even blood pressure readings that never used to raise an eyebrow. Maybe your list of medications has grown. Maybe you've heard all the warnings and quietly asked yourself, what more can I do to protect my heart and keep my body steady without hurting myself or overdoing it? The truth is, you don't need a gym. You don't need to run, and you certainly don't need those exercise routines designed for 25-year-olds. What you need is something gentle, simple, and tailored to your age. Something that strengthens your heart, helps lower blood pressure, and above all, helps you feel confident in your body again. And yes, that is possible. There are specific movements that doctors truly recommend for older adults, not to make you sweat, but to support your heart, your joints, your breathing, and even your sleep. In this video, we'll explore 5 simple exercises that people like you are doing every day right from their living rooms to stay strong, stable, and independent. These are not complicated moves, but they are extremely effective. They've already helped thousands of older adults regain balance, lower blood pressure, and even reduce their medication needs over time. Before we begin, tell me, where are you watching this video from? Type your city or state in the comments. I always love seeing how far this wonderful community reaches. Exercise 1. Brisk walking. Let me be clear, walking is not just better than standing still. In fact, it's one of the most powerful things you can do to protect your heart, especially after 60. And no, I'm not talking about long hikes or super accelerated walks like you see in gym ads. I'm talking about a firm, steady, rhythmic walk, one that raises your heart rate a bit without leaving you breathless. That's the sweet spot. When you walk like this for just 30 minutes a day, studies show you can lower your systolic blood pressure by up to 10 points over time. That's huge. It's the difference between being at risk for a heart attack and being in a much safer zone. And best of all, there are no side effects, no pills, no prescriptions. Just movement, regular, gentle, daily movement. You might be thinking right now, but my knees hurt, or it's hard to start when I'm already tired. And look, you're not alone. Every person over 70 I've talked to who returned to walking said it was tough at first, but those who stuck with it noticed their legs felt less heavy, their sleep improved, their mind cleared, and their doctor's readings began to get better. There's also something very important that people don't talk about enough: stress. As we age, our bodies can't handle stress the way they used to, and stress places a silent burden on the heart. Walking, especially outdoors, breathing fresh air, or taking a leisurely stroll around the block helps relieve that mental tension. It gives your brain a break, and if you walk with someone, a friend, a spouse, even a pet, that brings something even more valuable: connection. Loneliness is real, and it affects your heart as much as your body. Walking offers a way out, one step at a time. You don't need fancy sneakers or a step-counting watch. You don't need to walk 5 kilometers a day. You just need a pair of comfortable shoes and the willingness to walk around your house, down your street, or even down a quiet hallway. What matters isn't the distance. What matters is that you go every day. I remember reading a message from a man named Harold, 78, from Minnesota. He said he started walking every morning after coffee. At first, his legs hurt and he didn't believe it would make a difference. But after 2 weeks, he said he could stand for longer without feeling exhausted. And at his next medical appointment, the doctor told him his blood pressure had dropped. That is the power of consistency. That is the power of you deciding to act. Exercise 2. Chair squat. Now let's talk about the second exercise. And before you wrinkle your nose at the word squat, let me put your mind at ease. You might think of gyms, heavy weights, something exhausting and over the top, but what I'm talking about here is completely different. The squat I'm showing you is called a chair squat, and it's tailored exactly for your stage of life. It's not about building huge muscles or pushing yourself to exhaustion. It's about restoring something essential: your basic strength, your balance, and your confidence. confidence. It seems almost too simple, standing up from a chair and sitting back down with control. But this movement, as ordinary as it may seem, activates the largest muscles in your body, your thighs and glutes. And these muscles aren't just big, they're crucial for your circulation. In a way, they act like a second heart. That's right, they help pump blood back up toward your chest. When these muscles are active, your actual heart doesn't have to work as hard. It gets some help, and when that happens, your blood pressure tends to drop naturally, without the need for extra medications. As the years go by, especially after 70, circulation becomes a concern. Many begin to feel heaviness in their legs, notice swelling or even slight tingling, all caused by sitting too long and moving too little. The chair squat helps reverse this process. It reactivates blood flow, awakens muscles, and stimulates joints. And the result goes far beyond the physical. It directly impacts your balance, blood sugar control, energy levels, and even your safety when moving around the house. There is something unspoken that many feel over time: the fear of falling, and even worse, the fear of not being able to get back up. This kind of fear leads many seniors to move less as a precaution, and that's the beginning of frailty. But each time you stand up from a chair without using your hands, you're telling your body and your brain, I can still do this. That message is priceless. That kind of confidence is invaluable. And more than that, it's that confidence that keeps you moving with less fear and more freedom. You don't need to start with a lot. In fact, starting small is the right path. I recall a lady named Martha, 82 years old, who wrote to share her story. She began with just 5 chair squats a day. At first, her knees cracked. She felt insecure. Sometimes she had to use her hands for support, but she didn't give up. After 3 weeks, she could do 10 squats without using her arms. And at her next appointment, her doctor said her resting heart rate had improved. And the best part, she said she felt steadier when walking and less worried about falling. That's real progress, and you don't even need any equipment. No weights, no exercise mats. Start with 5 repetitions. If it's hard, begin with 3. That's perfectly fine. What really matters is doing it every day. Consistency is what turns movement into strength, and strength into independence. Over time, you'll notice your legs are firmer. Climbing stairs becomes easier. The simple act of getting out of bed or rising from a chair isn't as complicated anymore. And perhaps most importantly, that thought of what if I fall begins to fade, because you will know with confidence that you can rise again. Exercise 3, wall push-up. Now let's talk about the third exercise. And before you get alarmed by the word push-up, take a deep breath. This is not the traditional floor push-up you may have done in school or seen on TV. What we're discussing here is the wall push-up, a much gentler, far safer version, tailored especially for those who want to strengthen their body without stressing their joints. And yes, this simple movement can do a lot for your heart. You might even be asking yourself, but what do my arms and chest have to do with heart health? The answer may surprise you, quite a lot. Every time you engage the muscles of your chest, shoulders, and upper back, you help your body move blood more efficiently, and that has a direct effect on your circulation. With better blood flow, your heart doesn't have to work as hard to pump, and that means less pressure on your arteries. It's like lubricating a gear. When everything moves smoothly, the machine endures less wear. These gentle push-ups also help with what doctors call vascular elasticity. It may sound like a complicated term, but it basically means your blood vessels become more flexible, and that's crucial. As we age, our arteries tend to stiffen, which raises blood pressure and places silent stress on the heart. Wall push-ups help soften that process. Gradually, they train your vessels to respond better to pressure changes, reducing the risk of more serious issues. And there's more: posture and breathing. 2 aspects often overlooked, yet they have a huge impact on heart health. When you perform a wall push-up correctly, your chest naturally opens. This allows your lungs to expand more. You breathe more deeply, oxygenate your body better, clear your mind, and even feel more alert. It may seem small, but over time, it changes how you feel throughout the day. And there's also the emotional side. Many people, especially after surgery or a health scare, begin to feel smaller, more fragile, as if they're losing their strength. But when you stand up, face a wall, place your hands on it, and feel your body respond, even subtly, it activates something very powerful. The sense that you still have control, that there's still strength within you. This kind of internal change is just as important as the physical change. I remember the story of Leonard, a 74-year-old man who shared his experience with us. He'd undergone heart surgery and was terrified of moving too much. He started small, just 10 wall push-ups a day while brushing his teeth. At first it seemed insignificant, but after a few weeks he noticed his balance had improved. His breathing felt lighter, and the most surprising part, his doctor reduced one of his blood pressure medications. That's what small, consistent actions can do. Go slowly, breathe deeply with each rep. It's not about speed, it's about control, focus, and consistency. And the best part is, you can fit this exercise easily into your day. While waiting for coffee to brew, during TV commercials, or while the shower warms up, you don't need space, special clothes, or any equipment. What your heart needs isn't more effort, it's more regularity. It's gentle yet firm habits that it can keep up with. And these simple wall push-ups offer exactly that. A smooth yet effective movement that activates the right muscles and gives direct support to your cardiovascular system. And there's a bonus too. Every push-up you do, every time you press your palms into the wall and feel your body steady, is also a message to your mind. I am active. I am taking care of myself. That transforms how you see yourself. Not as someone at the mercy of age, but as someone who still chooses to act, still chooses to improve. If you've tried exercising before and given up because it seemed too strenuous or difficult, know that this one is different. It's friendly, it's safe, it's made exactly for the moment you're living, so why not start today? Exercise 4. Leg raises. This next exercise might not look like much at first glance. If someone watched you doing leg raises, seated or lying down, they might not imagine the impact this movement has inside your body. But the truth is, this exercise is extremely effective and often underestimated. It can be done by almost anyone, anywhere, with no equipment, and it delivers direct benefits to circulation, to the heart, and even to your confidence in moving. Leg raises activate precisely the most powerful and strategic area of the body when it comes to cardiovascular health. The legs. That's where your largest muscles live. The quadriceps, glutes, and calves. And these muscles are responsible for something essential, helping blood return to the heart. That's right. When your legs are active, they act like an auxiliary pump, pushing blood back toward the center of your body and helping keep your blood pressure at healthy levels. Now think about it. As we age, it's common to spend more time sitting. That slows circulation. Blood begins to pool in the lower part of the body. The result? Heavy legs, swelling, a feeling of pressure, tingling, and in some cases, the risk of dangerous clots. The simple act of raising a leg and holding it suspended for a few seconds is enough to reactivate circulation, improve venous return, and relieve these symptoms without medication, without excessive effort, and without leaving home. And there's more. When you move your legs with this level of control and intention, you also strengthen the muscles around your knees, hips, and ankles. That translates into greater stability when walking, more confidence climbing stairs, or tackling an uneven sidewalk, and a reduced risk of falls. Because, let's be honest, one of the biggest concerns for older adults isn't just pain, it's the fear of falling, of not being able to get back up, of injuring themselves seriously. Leg raises are a simple yet powerful step in the opposite direction, toward firmness, safety, and autonomy. I vividly recall the story of Ethel, an 81-year-old lady from Illinois. She said it had been a long time since she went to the corner store without leaning heavily on everything around her. After 3 weeks of doing leg raises, simple, seated in her living room chair, she noticed she was gripping the handrail with less force. Her steps felt firmer, and then she said something that struck me deeply. I stopped feeling fragile. That is powerful. That is when exercise begins to change you from the inside out. There's no need to rush. It's not a competition. What matters is movement control, consistency, and deep breathing during the exercise. You can do this while watching TV, while dinner is in the oven, or even before going to bed. The important thing is to remember that this small gesture is reactivating your circulation, strengthening your legs, and reinforcing your independence. With each raise, you are telling your body, I am still here. I am still moving. I am still in control. And that has no age limit. It is your birthright. So if it's been a while since you've felt firmness in your legs, if you've grown accustomed to that sensation of heaviness and insecurity, give yourself the chance to change that, because sometimes everything starts with a simple movement, and this could be yours. Exercise 5. Wall push-up. Yes, you read that right. We're returning to the wall push-up, and this is not a mistake or unnecessary repetition. We're revisiting this exercise because it is, in fact, one of the most important moves you can do daily for your heart health, your posture, your breathing, and even your self-confidence. Sometimes true strength lies in the simplest movements, and this adapted, gentle, safe push-up brings together a combination of benefits that no pill can match. Let's be realistic. Most people over 60 60 neither want nor should drop to the floor for traditional push-ups. They're hard on the wrists, tense on the shoulders, and can cause lower back pain. But the wall push-up, that one is made for you. It targets exactly the muscle groups that help you breathe better, walk with your shoulders open, keep your circulation flowing smoothly, and bonus, reminds you that you still have strength in your body. You don't have to give up exercise just because age arrived. You only need to adapt, and that's what this movement is all about. Each time you press into the wall, you're engaging your chest, shoulders, and upper back. These muscles working together help pump blood and oxygen throughout your body, and when these muscles function well, your heart gets a significant assist. It doesn't have to pump as hard because the entire body is collaborating. The result is more energy throughout the day, less fatigue, lighter breathing, and most importantly, reduced arterial pressure. Another point that almost no one mentions: posture. Over the years, many men and women find themselves stooped forward, shoulders rounded, chest collapsed, breathing shallow, and that little by little drains your energy, affects sleep, even hampers digestion. But when you stand facing the wall and push your body away with firmness and control, you're training your spine to stay straight. You're opening your chest and expanding your lungs, and that simple postural adjustment has a direct impact on your energy levels and even your mood. I recall another testimonial from Harold, the 74-year-old who also started wall push-ups. He said that at first he thought the exercise was too easy, almost silly, but after 3 weeks of doing it daily, he noticed he could carry grocery bags without stopping. He breathed more easily, and the most striking part, he said he no longer felt hunched over as before. He used those exact words: "I don't feel like I'm bending over onto myself anymore." And do you know what made that change? It wasn't magic, it was muscle memory, it was oxygen, it was consistency. You can inhale as you lean in and exhale as you push back. Here's a practical tip: slot this exercise into your daily routine. Do 10 reps while brushing your teeth, another 10 while your coffee brews. These small bursts spread across the day have far more impact than one big workout session a week, because your body, especially your heart, doesn't need shock. It needs habit, it needs continuity, it needs care and discipline every day. And each time you do that push-up, you're reminding yourself of something that should never be forgotten: you are still strong, and that strength doesn't come from youth. It comes from your decision to keep taking care of yourself. It comes from maturity. It comes from the wisdom of knowing that caring for your health isn't about performance. It's about presence. It's about longevity. It's about quality of life. Aging doesn't mean accepting decline. It means choosing smarter paths to keep moving forward. And these 5 exercises, brisk walking, chair squats, wall push-ups, leg raises, and yes, the adapted push-up again, are simple. It's true, but don't be fooled. Each one strengthens your heart, improves your circulation, gives you greater stability, lowers your blood pressure, and above all, helps you live with more confidence, more presence, and more freedom. You don't need a gym, you don't need fancy equipment, and you definitely don't need to do it all at once. What you need is consistency, a few minutes a day, a bit of movement here, a bit there. That's how transformation begins. Slowly, but steadily. Your body is smart. It remembers what you do for it, and it responds with lighter steps, with calmer heartbeats, with deeper nights of sleep, with that feeling that time can still be your ally. Now, think kindly. Of these 5 exercises, how many are you already doing? And which one can you start today? Because even if it's just one, it's already much more than nothing. It's already a restart, and restarts matter. If you'd like, share in the comments which of these exercises caught your attention the most, which one you plan to include in your day. Your story could be exactly the push someone else needs to start too. And if you haven't subscribed yet, take a moment now. Like the video, turn on notifications. It helps us keep producing this honest, helpful content made with care, especially for you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. You are not alone on this journey. Let's keep going together, one step at a time, one breath at a time, one silent gesture of strength every day.